Yeah. I'm assuming we're taping.
Yeah, we're on. All right, guys, welcome to Going for Two with Shane and Chad. Is going into week one. It's a pretty big week for both of us. Before I forget, we do have one guy on our team whether we didn't talk about the last two episodes. Our buddy Liam over there does all the camera work and editing, so I know you can't see him, but he's not that important. We got to say hi to him, though.
Yeah, he's the reason that if you see an episode without any clarity on it, it's because he wasn't here.
He does have that face for radio, though. That's why he's behind the camera.
Get your beer.
All right, so like I said, like I said, it is opening week. We have a big game tomorrow night. It's probably one of the most anticipated games of the weekend, even though it is a Thursday nighter.
Yeah.
We have the defending
a
champion.
Huge Thursday night.
Yeah. We have the defending champions, Kansas City Chiefs, at home with 22% capacity. They're going to blow the roof off Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Going against the Houston Texans and Deshaun Jackson. And Sean Watson, wow.
Yeah.
It's a good start already.
Yeah. At least you caught yourself.
Yeah, the first time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped for the game. I've been waiting for this game for a long time. I know all of you guys have been. What about you, man? Like,
you know what? Like, football's back. It doesn't feel like it's September, but like as we sit here right now, it is September. Football kicks off tomorrow. It's been weird. I'm sure for the players more than us, but I mean, no preseason. Even like the fantasy draft seemed like they just came out of nowhere and, just ready for it to start and ready to see how it goes.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty excited to have football back. I'm really wondering how the game's going to play out.
Well, they put the rule in, like now it's the crowd noise has to be at 70 decibels, and it's controlled by the NFL, not the stadium. So,
another thing I was wondering is, like, with no preseason, it's gonna be crazy because like all those games, like we've watched some pretty bad preseason games in that time. The offense is sloppy, the defense looks great, and these are two powerhouse offenses. So it's really gonna like show like what these guys I think can really do,
right? And
show what Deshaun and Patrick are all about. But as far as like watching the game, like where are you watching?
I am watching about 8 feet over there on my couch, and I would imagine that you'll be right beside me.
Separate couch.
Yeah.
we won't share the lazy boy.
6 feet apart. We'll be 6 feet apart.
Yeah, man. Like, I know you can't tailgate at a game, I guess, right now, but I plan on tailgating tomorrow.
Yeah, we are going to put the bed of my truck down and probably sit out there and listen to whatever pregame is on. And, I usually try and find McAfee or one of the hometown radios because I think that's kind of fun.
So, yeah, you know where to find us. Have a couple of beers on the back of Shane's truck before the game. We'll probably shoot something out there. Why not? As far as the rest of the weekend go, I know I gotta work here and there, but for me, big college football game Saturday. Notre Dame starts off their season with Duke. Should cakewalk them.
The Dukies. That's the theme of the day.
Yeah, we'll talk about a couple Dukes later. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Saturday. Notre Dame starting out. College football is kind of the big conferences are starting underway. That's kind of exciting. Rolls into Sunday. A lot of big games Sunday. My Buccaneers got the Saints, probably the other game of the week besides the one tomorrow night.
Yep.
And then we roll into a doubleheader Mondays, and that's you.
And I mean, the Giants, I think that they are going to be a little bit improved. Daniel Jones has another year. Saquon Barkley is healthy. I don't think that they are ready for what the Steelers defense is going to throw at them, as well as I do think, based on the way practices have been set up and the way that they're going, and you played football, you coach football now, so you know what I'm going to be talking about. It's when you practice the run game, you're practicing 9-on-7.
Yep.
Now, those 9-on-7 drills, they're not really there right now because they can't be because they're not supposed to be in that close of contact. So I think the run games are going to be sloppy. There's going to be lots of holding calls. But on the other hand, when you're running those 7-on-7s, I think that the ball's going to be flying everywhere. And that leads to the game tomorrow night where Patrick Mahomes is going to throw it everywhere. Watson's going to make space for himself, throw it everywhere. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I also think that Drew Lock everyone's going to know his name on Tuesday morning when they wake up.
For your sake, I hope so. You have gone to bat for
you.
Drew I guess probably the last 2 months that we've been talking about this.
I'm telling you.
I was say all season long. We haven't got there yet. So all summer long, I guess you've been talking about what he's done. I think he's become a little bit Instagram and YouTube sensation with his sideline.
Just for me, right?
Yeah. Just the way that they love him down there. The teammates love him. He brings energy. I'm excited, man. That's probably the best way to put it. We do have a couple things we want to talk about today. Let's just jump right into the first one.
Yeah, I mean, it's that story down there in Cleveland that we're not sure if it's going to get flushed away or if the odor is just going to ooze through the locker room. What do you think?
Honestly,
and we're talking about Odell Beckham for anyone
that doesn't know. And what he fancies, we'll say.
Yeah.
Is that the nice way of putting it? It came out that I think they're called Instagram ladies, we'll call them.
Right.
Came out and said that he asked for something to be on his happened to him after they were done. What to say?
He took her out for dinner, but it was a rental kind of deal.
And she came out and said that he wanted her to poop on him.
Yeah. And you can't make this stuff up.
I'm hoping the story's not true for his sake. Who knows? For our sake and for the whole rest of the world, I hope it is true at the same time. That's just good TV.
Here's the if you're a corner, how do you cover that guy? I mean, jeez. I'd pick him up in fantasy right now. He's going to score a bunch of touchdowns. No one wants to be anywhere near him.
Yeah, not one person is playing press coverage on Odell Beckham right now. He's going to get lots of space.
Yeah.
More than 6 feet.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, as he plays for the Browns.
Yeah, sticking it to the Browns.
As an organization, what do you do there? And as him, if you're my agent, every dollar I've ever paid you shuts this girl up.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I mean, if it was any other team and it wasn't the Browns, I would almost think it's not true. If he was still in the Giants, I'd be like, no.
Well, he did that boat thing.
That whole story's dookie. Yeah. Well, I mean, the boat thing is easy. You can just jump in the water after you get cleaned up. That's smart. Yeah. That's strategic planning.
So yeah, for him and his agent, they got to do something with her. Give her what she wants. Give her the money. End this story right away.
To be honest, the story's been pretty quiet, so I think that they have already
hushed it.
Yeah,
it's been flushed.
Yeah, that thing has been flushed.
I know some guys have said for him just to deny.
Yeah,
and I'm all for that, but sometimes it's just shh.
Yeah. Just pretend just let it go.
All right, so we'll just end that. I don't know how much more we're going to talk about.
Yeah. It was.
You can only be pooped on so many times, right? You can't shit on a man when he's down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, and I'm going to ask you this because I know you're a big Prime fan. Jalen Ramsey just got a huge deal, 5 years, $105 million. Now, there's no debating that Prime is better than Jalen Ramsey. I mean,
hands down.
Jalen Ramsey might debate it. I'm not even sure if he would. But anyway, let's just say Prime is playing right now, and he went into Jerry Jones's office. What does his contract look like?
Well, we talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm positive. If I'm off by $1 million, I apologize to everybody.
Yeah. He
got 5 years for $25 million in 1994. Well, it's 25 years ago.
It's inflation.
He's easily getting, I won't say double 105 because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he'd probably get in that 130, 140 range if you're going off what Jalen's getting.
Yeah.
Nothing against Jalen Ramsey, great young corner, but no one did what Prime did.
Right.
He covered Jerry Rice when you couldn't touch them.
Right.
Sorry, when you could touch them then, but yeah. He played against, I would say, almost better receivers, Hall of Fame caliber, everything, and he shut down a field. People still throw at Jalen Ramsey.
Right, yeah. And, I'm not sure that the strength of the players was there at that time, but I don't think that that's really Ramsey's strong suit anyway. He just gets press pause. Sorry about that. Dad duties took over there. I'm sure you saw my daughter come in there, but yeah. I mean, we were talking about Prime. So go ahead.
Yeah. So nothing against Jalen Ramsey, great young corner. He doesn't shut down half a field though, and that's what Prime did. And the one thing that guys don't realize, especially this generation of kids coming up who watch these guys, is not only did Prime shut down a field, but he made you look open.
Right.
He made you think that you beat him, and then the catch-up speed, the cover speed was always there. And then the ball got put in the air, that ball was his.
Also, and I mean, I understand why it doesn't affect football at all, but Deion Sanders played in the World Series.
Probably one of the best athletes you'll ever see.
Yeah, by far.
And then one of the things is people say, when Deion did get his hands on the ball, that became the most deadly player on the field.
Right.
Like that was going back 4-6 points.
Yeah.
And that's what, unfortunately, that's what these guys just don't do now, right? They are, yes, are they shut down corners? Sure. But they're not game changers. They're not scoring you points. They'll knock the ball down. You won't get past them, but they're not scoring you points.
Right.
And that's the difference with what Deion did to what these guys are doing. So Jalen Ramsey worth $105 million? Sure.
Yeah.
Would Hugh put him in the caliber of player that Prime was? Not at all.
Yeah, and you know, like I mean, I kind of mentioned to you earlier when we were talking about it this morning when we read the contract, and I'm not sure that he would be getting that kind of a deal if they didn't have all the draft picks invested to him. Mm-hmm. They would kind of look like they don't really know what they're doing out there in LA if they couldn't come to some kind of a contract and the guy walks away and goes somewhere else, and you give all those draft picks to Jacksonville to draft Trevor Lawrence next year. And
that's right, Trevor Lawrence, number 1. You heard it here first.
To Jacksonville. But yeah, I mean, as far as guys getting paid, like I got no problem with guys getting paid. I mean, it's not coming out of my pocket, and I hope that for them they can earn the most amount of money possible for them. You know, there's another guy that got paid, a guy that Ramsey he'll be covering twice a year. And that's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, 2 years, 54. The 42 guaranteed, I think, is the big part there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of incentive money, I guess we'll say.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really seem to matter anymore to these guys. Like, it's pay me now.
Yeah, and I think something like this kind of draws a little bit of a parallel towards how Hopkins got traded out of Houston. Mm-hmm. Him and his agent, maybe he had an agent at the time. He actually negotiated this contract by himself, according to reports. They probably went to Bill O'Brien and said, "This is what we're looking for." And he's like, "Yeah, we're not going to do that. We have a quarterback we got to pay a lot of money to, and J.J. Watt still makes a lot of money. So we'll invest our money into our defense and see you later."
Yeah, so now I guess we've already talked about a bunch of guys who have got paid, receivers got paid. Now he's back up in the mix, and I think he was the guy to get paid. He's worth every dollar.
Yeah.
Probably has the best hands in football.
No.
So other than that, that's kind of where I'd say with him. And I know everybody's kind of asked for fantasy advice. I think we'll just make this really short and sweet for tonight, or for tomorrow night.
All right, we'll play point and shoot.
All right. Patrick Mahomes.
Start him.
Deshaun Watson.
Start him.
Clyde's Hayes Edwards. I don't know how to say his name, but I think you should.
You probably drafted him in the first round, so you should probably start him.
Last guy, we'll say Will Fuller. I'd say start him, but not a flex because it's a Thursday game. We learned that last week.
Thank you, Josh.
After that, man, let's just get straight to it. We are going to have a pick-em between the two of us all year long. So let's start it off right away. I'm taking the Chiefs to win. Now, if I'm a betting man, the over-under's at 54.5.
Yes.
And so after last year's performance with those two teams, I'm going over.
Yeah. They only scored about 82 points combined in the playoffs.
I was taking a chance.
It's a safe chance. Now, I am also going to take the Chiefs. However, if I was a betting man, I would be taking the Texans plus the 9.5 points.
That's a massive spread for week 1.
It's a massive spread, and I mean, both teams are going to score points. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not willing to say that Kansas City's defense is that much better than Houston's. So that's the direction that I would go.
All right, guys. Other than that, I think that's it for our Thursday night preview show. I'm pretty excited for tomorrow. I know Shane is as well. I know Liam's over there just loving life.
And make sure you watch out Monday around 6:30. We're going to go live from the basement to preview Monday Night Football. We're going to talk about the weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
All right, man. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah.